Now, I usually like to think of Mondays as a reset button and an opportunity to have an entirely different view on the world by, doing things differently. But I don't know what your take is.
Well, a new take on everything is a way of trying out other ways to be successful. And with that being said, let's take off the cloak of the weekend. I'm struggling to take it off. It's not going off. But really, let's start the new week as refreshingly as possible.
I'll tell them one thing. One thing that happened this morning is, as Mary walked into the studio, guess what she said? Happy Sunday. Sorry, happy Monday, guys. You remember you said you did do that. She's still in Sunday mood.
Someone told me happy Sunday and I reciprocated and then I realized, come, this is Monday, not Sunday.
In any case, we're hoping that your weekend was as wet as ours was, but then as family-oriented as mine was, because it was fun to spend time at home all 2 days with the family. So today you get to spend it here with us, and by doing so, you are going to be making sure that your week is going to be a productive one. So let's put our best foot forward now, shall we?
Yes, we continue to bring you the very best of premium family entertainment, sounds like pasta, throughout the entire week. And we hope you stick along for the ride. It's going to be quite a ride.
Yes, indeed. A satisfactory 1 hour and 45 minutes is what you have up ahead of you. And of course, it's the best curated television content that you will ever see anyplace else. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. My name, of course, is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alime. Remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and that's across all social media platforms, all right? That's for you to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
Yes, indeed. And remember, you guys should watch the show live. You probably are doing that already if you are on channel 16 for GOTV and, of course, 49 UHF band. You remember, you can also carry us along anywhere you want to go. All you need to do is download the app on your phone on Google Play or on iOS.
Yes, sir. We also implore you to follow us across all social media platforms, as I mentioned earlier, at TVC Connect, okay? Do not forget, that way you catch up and keep up as well with what we're up to.
Alrighty now, so let's let you guys know what we have for you guys for a Monday, well curated and just for you.
Now, Kesa is an emerging Nigerian artist, and it's going to be on the show today. We cannot wait for his performance. Keeping our fingers crossed for that.
And for motivation today, Gabriel Balogun is going to be joining us. He is a dedicated advocate for transforming learning and development into a strategic business driver. He leverages a powerful combination of strategy, technology, people, and content. And today he'll be joining us to talk about something very, very motivating for a Monday. Today he will be talking about upskilling for the future on motivation.
Ideal Foods and Treats Enterprise is a sole proprietorship business in Nigeria that currently operates online and owned by a health professional. Today, we're going to be joined by the owner to talk about how they process their food, package, and of course, distribution of agricultural products. That'll be via SMA, and we're looking forward to meeting Helen Omotayo.
And you're welcome. It is a Monday.
Yeah.
Good to have you guys here.
Oh, July, I was thinking.
Take off the cloak of the weekend, Mike.
It was good yesterday. The rain, I'm a plevophile. I love rain. So the whole day, a number of people were complaining they could not go out. I enjoy rain. I enjoy driving. So it was cool for me. It was raining till evening, and there was light. How did it happen? That there was light all through the rain. I'm serious. There was light all through. So kudos to, if we can have power like that. Very good one. So but the weekend was cool because of Sunday. Sunday made it cool. Relaxing, chilling. Rain was falling all through. It was good.
Well, Mary, how was yours?
The weekend, of course, as always, on radio. Saturday morning.
Oh, here we go again.
10 a.m.
Always, every single
Sunday
time.
evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., both on Max FM.
I heard
And
your,
the phone call.
what's it now? Is it your montage or something? It says, the password is Mary, make my weekend like...
Yes, Mary, make my Sunday like a Friday.
like,
How come you've never listened to it? If you haven't, join me this Sunday.
Well, apart from your show, which is fantastic, also wanted to touch base on the fact that something big happened yesterday. You might not consider it big,
Okay.
but a lot of Nigerians do. Big Brother is back.
Oh.
And everybody seems to be talking about that because this time it's a different sort, because it's the people you're familiar with that are there. So people are
They call it the
anticipating
All-Stars.
an explosive edition this time.
I think what I found surprising was the fact that past winners were in. I thought it was going to be a case of second chance for those who didn't get to win.
A lot of people didn't like that.
Unless
twist.
maybe those two past winners were brought in as, what's that thing they used to do?
Phantom housemaids.
Phantom housemaids,
like
fake housemaid.
Fake housemates,
Except
exactly.
that, but
I don't think so. I think they all
I'm
are going
trying
for
to
the prize.
understand.
And enough people also said so that, yes, because they've won.
Why bring them?
they,
I felt they would bring other
but then
people.
whichever way, because of elections, you know what happened with the last bid?
Yeah.
And so this is it's like an easy shock-proof way for them to boost up their numbers. And it's how everybody's talking about, I see my fave. Oh, there's this one here. Oh, even people from far all the way back. So it's good.
It's the only way to justify
I'll
the
tell you
fact that
something,
you're having
however.
2 big brothers in 1 year.
Fantastic idea, fantastic strategy. But does anybody just note the fact that this is just a money-milking endeavor?
Of course.
This is they're just going to milk this until it is dry as a bone.
I do not think they made so much from the previous one earlier
No,
this
we
year.
were too
because
concerned
Nigerians didn't
with
have their
elections.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I think they're trying to like recoup because, you know, the books must balance at the
They
end
didn't
of
make
the year.
enough money.
And then I was thinking that they brought Messi and Ike.
You've know Angel and Cross.
Oh, wow.
And there's one other one. There's one other one. I can't remember it now.
Well, in any case, you guys,
It's going to be quite.
we hope that it's going to be fantastic for you. We will talk about it when we have the chance here on the show as it goes on. But for today, for a Monday,
I was
let's...
thinking we could touch on the female football.
we will do that inside of the
We'll talk
show.
about that
Don't
later.
worry.
Good morning. The news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. Now, the federal government says there is need for Nigerians to imbibe Operation Feed Yourself. The national convener of the UN Food Systems and director at the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning believes this will help end hunger and improve food security in the country. Moyo Thomas reports.
This meeting, organized by the United Nations and the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning for media and other stakeholders in the food value chain, is to reflect on Nigeria's food system. It is a follow-up on the 2021 UN Food System Summit, where the Secretary General tasked all countries to work towards achieving the 17 SDGs, especially on food security. Nigeria's food system has been deeply concerning for reasons ranging from harsh weather conditions to insecurity and changes in her value system, to the point President Bola Tinubu had to declare a state of emergency on food. Conveners of this meeting believe Nigeria has prospect to attain food security if only the right steps are taken.
If we are talking of food sufficiency, if you plant at the back of your house, in front of your house, and I plant at the back of my house and in front of my house, we'll discover that it is difficult for us to complain of not having something to eat. If we have the backyard in the communities, in the villages, and those backyards are seen as national assets, because whatever you do in your house, in your environment, is contributing to the national development.
All our efforts are aimed at ensuring equity, inclusivity, livelihood opportunities, youth and gender mainstreaming, with the spirit of leaving no one behind.
The World Food Programme Country Director believes a large part of the solution, especially in the Northeast, is achieving peace.
You know, we fly helicopters from Maiduguri into the hubs, into Mangunu, into Banki, into Damasak, into Ngala. And you're flying in these helicopters, the only way to get there because it's not safe to go on the roads. And you're looking out the window of the helicopter, you're looking at really productive land that's empty. There's no one on the land.
Rising cost of food and other commodities have made the transformation of food systems in Nigeria very difficult to navigate and non-negotiable. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
Then to foreign stories, a large wildfire tearing through the Greek island of Rhodes has forced thousands of tourists to flee their hotels in what Greek officials said was the largest evacuation effort in the country's history. The wildfire in the central and south part of Rhodes has been burning since Tuesday. It is the largest of a number of blazes in Greece, which is sweltering due to a heat wave that experts say is likely to become the country's longest on record. Those caught up in the blaze described chaotic and frightening scenes, with some having to leave on foot or find their own transport after being told to leave. The Greek government said nearly 19,000 people had been evacuated from the island, calling the operation the largest such effort Greece has ever seen, and said 16,000 people, including tourists and residents, were transported by land and sea. We'll take more stories on transfer in the second half. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
And you are welcome. It's time for What's Up and About for a Monday edition right after the weekend. Mary has something very, very interesting to talk about.
Okay, it actually has to do with something that was trending over the weekend. I wonder if you guys saw the collage of photos of the look on a man's face as his baby was being birthed.
I think I saw that one.
Now, several people were saying the man looked stunned, he looked shocked, he looked surprised. I saw disgust.
Oh, Mary, please shake my hand.
Oh, you saw it too.
That is what I saw.
saw disgust.
Give the man a break, man.
How can you have this kind of face like, huh?
No.
Like, is this supposed to be my
I
child?
was
This
extremely
slimy,
disappointed.
this slimy.
disappointed.
No, it didn't look pleased at all.
So-
What actually caught my attention was the comments. So people were like, women shouldn't do this to men. Men struggle to continue life with their wives after.
Whoa.
I know exactly what you mean.
this. Yeah.
I only struggled to push the baby out.
Narf.
Only.
Well, let me
Only took me 12 hours.
Let me speak from the angle of a father who wanted to be there, because I actually wanted to be there when my daughter was being born. But for my wife, it was the case of a cesarean section. So I wasn't let in. I don't know why. But I stood by the door and I heard my baby's first cry firsthand and everything. It was a beautiful experience. But I doubt if I would have wanted to be in there if it was the normal process. I don't know, because I'm like, I don't know. It's. For instance, I can't even take away my daughter is getting an injection.
You know, not this old. It should be the other way around.
I've done it a couple of times, and I hated the feeling of seeing her go through so
really
much
attached.
pain.
I'm
So each time we go to the hospital and she's about to be, blood is about to be taken from her,
pass on
I'm
to the
like,
mother.
sir, wait, I'm coming. And I go.
Yeah, hold this hand. Hold this hand.
No.
Hold this hand. Oh, yeah, hold the other one. Oh, yeah, give her.
Experience, mama.
Why you say like you want to arrest
Has
somebody?
it?
But that's what we did. Because there's no
go with
time.
handcuff, go with
There's a
handcuff.
queue of about 50 other children and parents going to take that same vaccination, and you want to be wasting time.
You told
Who
a
has that
story.
time?
You told a story about your case.
Yeah, so my husband was in the labor room with his camera phone, and we still have the video of everything,
geez.
the whole thing. But it was a CS as well.
Okay, so there was no poop on the baby.
Oh, geez, stop, Mary, breakfast.
Mary.
We know it happens.
But the
You don't
thing
have to
is,
say.
I realized after that process how blessed we truly are, you know, because I know that a lot of experiences are different. But I was gisting with the anesthesiologist, you know, talking about his bow tie. He had jazz music on. It was actually a nice experience because that was what we planned.
Did you feel anything?
No, of course not. I
Didn't
actually
feel people
felt
rummaging inside of you?
so. My body was moving around a bit, and I didn't know why my body was moving around because I
Oscar
couldn't
was
move.
there?
Yeah, he was there.
So your husband knows you inside out? at
Yeah,
this point.
literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
The color of my
But
inside.
now, is there a rule? Because if he wasn't allowed to go in and
It
he was allowed, so that
depends
means
on
that
the
there's some places that have
Yeah,
different
it
rules.
actually
And
depends
say
on the
you can come in and you can. So for me,
Yes,
I would say it depends if
Yeah.
the mother wants me to be there.
Yeah, when?
So if she wants you to be there, you will be there.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the least you can do. Okay, so if you put that,
my
it's not an odd thing. You know why? You know why it's not an odd thing. What if you are the strength she needs?
Yeah,
At that point, okay, so what? Okay, let's just say worst case scenario. Sorry about this. Something terrible happens to her, and you were not there, and she wanted you to be there. Do you know what could have changed?
True.
The
So
whole
we shouldn't be thinking
dynamics
about.
of the
I don't think for a like, except she says she doesn't want you to be there. But if she does, you don't have an option.
So
You don't have an option. You should be there.
Statistics show that at least more than half of the men who, you know, stay in the labor
Opt
room.
not to?
No, they faint.
Ah, come
Stay
on.
inside.
No, we're stronger than
Jokes.
that. Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Mazino, you probably would if you
Jokes.
can't take an
I don't know.
injection.
Well, true.
More than
I
half
agree
of
with
men
you.
who stay in the labor
Fact.
room, witnessing their wives.
I want to know,
giving
however,
birth, faint.
Is there not? Is not so open now?
No, so it depends
Like,
again
is-
on the hospital.
Yeah.
Some men
okay.
have to be there because they have to hold torchlight.
I think what Mike is
Okay,
asking.
I'm
no.
Saying yes,
The
there
hospital.
have been cases where some men have to
But
hold their
the
The
camera.
horrified expression of
Wait,
my
Nepa,
face.
Nepa,
God.
Yes, there have been.
And they don't
I
have
know that
extra
people
staff.
will make those comments in the comment section today if that happened to
But
them.
Tizia, what I wanted to know, first off,
Yeah.
two different instances
Yeah.
here. In your case, it was an operation.
Yes.
What is it like? In other cases,
Yeah.
now do us a favor. Now you can go all in and tell us exactly what that process is like. I have not seen it. Mike has not seen it.
So some people have actually experienced both. The vagina and of course the cesarean.
Yeah.
So for both, they're actually very different.
Okay.
For one, you go through the labor process. You might have to get induced.
What is that
You have to
process like?
push. And you have to push at the right time when you're told to push.
Yeah.
And believe me, it's excruciating pain.
Wow.
What many people don't realize is that women come out brave and all, but nobody ever wants a first timer. I don't know, there's this old wives thing where you keep asking, what's it going to be like?
Don't worry.
They say, don't
They
worry,
never
it's very
tell
sweet.
you.
Because they know that you might, yes.
But there is a
and then
misconception,
don't let that fear
though, that
affect
there is
you.
no pain with the CS. There is.
The pain
After.
is after,
There is.
and it's usually even
After.
much
That I
worse.
know.
You know,
So there
I
is.
saw this video once where there was this machine tied around men to try to recreate
Simulate.
the pain. Simulate the pain of, there's one for the
Childbirth.
pain of cramps, you know, your cramps, and then there's another one for the pain of labor. And the look on the guy's face. But I, as much as I'm not a lady, I have heard of scenarios. People have spoken of scenarios where this particular lady who was talking about it, she was a pastor then in church, and said she drove herself down. This is for her.
Yeah.
Said it was like going to the toilet.
Yeah.
So it depends on
For
the
some,
woman.
for some people, it's that.
Is it like going to the bathroom?
So,
Do you have to push the
okay,
same
so
way?
The thing is this, Maz. For some women, it's different process.
Yeah.
So for some women, all their deliveries smooth, easy.
It's like they sneeze.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it has to do
exactly.
with age.
Exactly.
Sometimes it has to do with age. And I know feminists and people who have things against this might come after me. But the reality is, the earlier you have your children,
Better because
the
you're
better.
stronger.
Because the older you are, you struggle, you go through more pain, and there are more chances of you losing the child. There's an advantage when you're older, you might likely have multiple births, like twins, triplets, and the rest.
Okay.
But it comes with a lot of, more risks. Your child could end up with Down syndrome, something could go awry, anything.
But these are they absolutely scientifically proven?
Yes, as a matter of
So
fact,
just
they are
we'll leave that for an expert.
statistically.
What I wanted to,
Yes.
and Mike will back me up here.
Yeah.
Now they talk about the pain of birth.
Yeah.
Now, tongue in cheek. Now, don't come after me. Women say, women say that it is
I'll
it's
help them
pain.
come after
It's
you.
pain like none other. But I beg to differ. Men have and can experience a certain kind of pain that
when they
might
kick
be.
your...
Yeah.
Have you ever?
Okay, let me try it. Let me try it now.
No.
So when I kick you...
No, I'm not asking you to be
The
practical.
thought of it alone, sir.
Exactly. The thought is
see, and that
excruciating.
thing-
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
I really can't believe
Women,
it.
I can't believe we're having
for women, the
also
pain is
can't
worse.
So the difference is hours and hours of prolonged
True, anyhow.
pain with the invasive activity of people actually putting
Their hands, check
in,
it.
Okay,
2
okay.
centimeters dilated.
And rummage
4
around.
centimeters dilated.
the 3
Mary,
months
it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
repair
It's okay.
of your mental health.
In as much
And
as
then
I'm
some men
Wow.
want to get because men, and I think that's why men should be in the labor room.
Yeah.
Because some men 6 weeks later, 4 weeks later, you're not healed yet.
For me,
Mary.
For me, I just want to say that if I was a little bit awkward talking about this, but then I just want to say that when they say strength of a woman, I truly believe that they call them the weaker species, but I think that what they go through, all of them, really, a woman.
And then,
women are, for me, they are the stronger women.
and there is a slang,
Super
that is used to refer to the female genital organ as if, and when they call men that organ, they make it seem like it's a weak thing. That
And
is
it's
the
not.
strongest organ in the world.
Okay.
Do you understand the stretching power
Stretch it, baby.
of that organ? Do you understand the work it does?
Since we are talking about labor pain, I believe, I know I mentioned this some weeks back when we were talking about something similar. There's actually an ancient tradition. Before the end of the show, I remember which one I'm mentioning, where when a woman is in labor, she has a rope
Tied
which is
to her
attached to the
husband.
man's genitals.
Wow.
And so as she's...
What a morning! What a way to get started.
What made me remember was when you said the old kick thing, and I'm like, yes, I remember that ancient tradition. So as a woman is going through something, she's like, pull it. You have to feel it too.
Well, listen,
Mary.
if you're out there and you haven't experienced this as a man, now you see, now they've told you, these beautiful ladies have told you exactly what it feels like. So maybe next time you should be in there, or at least treat them with a bit more... What?
If you're a new mother,
Respect.
don't mind us, we exaggerated. Experience it first.
Wrong memo.
For your sweets.
We'll be back. Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And you're welcome. It's a Monday morning. Here's hoping that you started out by picking one of the dailies. And we are going to be giving you a head start on that one by giving you the headlines. And with me, of course, is the delectable superwoman herself, Titi Onyesa. You are welcome. Good to have you here. All right, so together, let's do the headlines. If you're out there, you can follow. So we start with the Guardian newspaper for July 24th, a Monday. Southeast loses 7.6 trillion naira productivity investment to agitate in 2 years, to agitation rather in 2 years, and that's a lot of money actually to be losing. You can imagine how much of that has gone to regarding the sit-at-home instances that are prevalent there. And from the top here, from prison to correctional center, what has changed? Good question there for the Guardian newspaper. At the bottom of the photo story, we have these headlines here. APC, NWC, Lukman lock horns over party's chairmanship and discordant tunes over elongation of judges' tenure in office. Finally, for the Guardian, Lagos flays rumored burial of NSAR's victims. We will talk much about that as we have it spread across all the dailies. You have another daily for today, which is it?
Yes, I do. I have with me the Nation newspaper. And it says here, APC NEC to ratify Ganduje, Bashiru as chairman, secretary. Party caucus endorses choices, and why Adamu Omishore had to go, according to Lukman. It also says here, why I deserve re-election. It says by Uzodima, and apparently many feared killed in Ore fire. Page 6 has more on that. Now, there's a lot of stories on what the markets are up to. Everyone's been watching the Forex market when it comes to the interest rate, inflation. Markets await monetary direction from CBN's MPC. And, of course, the agenda of the Apex Bank's first post-Buhari parley. Story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 4. I was actually going to touch on this issue a little because it does feel like because there hasn't been any direction, the markets are sort of all over the place. Not many people are able to make specific plans as to what's going to happen in the next quarter because they just don't know if they're going to have enough money to make it happen. Even the common man now, maybe who has a child in a school abroad, is wondering whether he actually can afford the fees for his child's tertiary.
I think it pervades everything, not just them outside the country, even you here as a parent here, wondering how much of an increase you're going to expect for the next term. If you own a business, you're wondering where you're going to get Forex from, especially if you rely on exports or rather imports. So there's a lot that's hanging on the decision by the Apex Bank. So it goes without saying.
And of course, there is still so much debate on what's happening with the former governor or what the suspended governor as present. Now, it also says here in the center, top center there, Nigerian equities outperform global stocks with about 1.3 trillion naira gain. But it is in naira. So how much is the gain really if it is in naira, in quote? Shetima in Rome for Global Food Security Summit. IMF forecasts weak growth, inflation surge next year. Let's see what else we have here. Court of Appeal, e-transmission of results not mandatory. Now, that has been a debate that was even trending online for a little while. For joining police, my lover left me, says IG. Well, you know, this is an interesting debate, actually. When people think of law enforcement probably abroad, you know, they're not really opposed to, you know, getting into relationships with them. But I feel like there is a certain air or stigma around uniformed officers here in Nigeria.
Is there?
Yeah, I've actually, I know of a friend who actually, once she discovered a particular friend of hers was an officer, she just stopped talking to the person.
I wonder what kind of fear, what do you have under your hood?
Maybe it is many issues.
Many different issues, I guess.
Maybe they had some skeletons in their closet
Perhaps.
they thought could be exposed, but maybe they just don't trust the uniform as they should.
Let's move on now to the Punch newspaper, shall we? Big headline here for the Punch. Workers kick as governors borrow 2.2 trillion naira from banks. Governors' borrowing spree has left states poorer. Pensioners and workers lament. Government must avoid short-term borrowing that may harm state finance, Duns warn. At the top for the Punch newspaper, Senate gears up for ministerial screening, awaits lists this week. About time, and dollar now 876 naira as forex shortage worsens. Not only is it that expensive, you also have to source for it by means that, only you know how. Very difficult. Aganduje intensifies lobby as National Center APC demands chairmanship slot. At the bottom of the Punch newspaper, once again, we're back to this story here. Hashtag NSARS 103 recovered bodies, not Lekki tollgate victims, says Lagos. Plenty of talk about this from over the weekend with people claiming that there must have been certain instances of bodies from the tollgate and others not. There were certain documents that were flying around, but you can get most of this information from the papers this morning. On the Punch, you can find that inside of page 16. Now, NDLEA seizes 3.7 billion naira tramadol at Lagos airport. I'm wondering exactly how these are transported all the way up until the airport. Nobody knows up until then. Very interesting story there. And, of course, finally, Ogun begins probe as 8 die after alcohol bout. That's it for the Punch newspaper. What else do we have?
I think that's all we can really take on the headlines in the dailies as of right now. But, of course, we would love to hear your opinion on what you've heard today. Now, the comment section is right there for you. And, of course, our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, indeed. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are about to go into the most exciting bit for the morning, and that, of course, involves our chef. We have a new chef in today with Mary. Mary, please, would you do the introductions for us?
Yes, absolutely. Our new chef is Chef Dami. Chef Dami of Dami Foods.
Thank you.
Not the one you think of, because I know that was kind of like an opera this morning.
Yes,
but it's all good. Do you get people ask you sometimes, like, are you the Chef Dami of Ekiti? And you're like, no,
Yes,
I'm different.
They do ask me sometimes.
They do, right?
Especially during a video when she was doing her cookathon.
Okay.
Even my TikTok blew up because of that.
Wow, good for you.
People thought I was the one, and they were like, what are you cooking off that gas? What is wrong with you?
Ripple effect. Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what are we having for breakfast?
We're having stir-fried spaghetti and chicken.
Okay, stir-fried spaghetti and chicken.
Yes.
Let's talk about the ingredients. What are we making use of?
So we are making use of crayfish, Maggi, onions, tomato
Okay,
paste.
so this seasoning cube is a combination of ginger, garlic, and onion powder,
Yes, yes.
right? Okay, so
This is tomato paste. This is stockfish.
Okay.
This is thyme. This is curry. This is ginger. This is spring onions.
We have regular onions here as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Then, of
Yes.
course,
We have green bell pepper. We have the yellow bell pepper. I'll also be using
the red bell pepper.
pepper.
Okay, what about this?
This is green peas,
Green peas, okay. Sweet corn,
sweet corn,
okay.
and
Seasoning cubes,
seasoning
honey,
cubes, honey,
light soy sauce, yeah.
ginger to spice things up,
Okay.
and cayenne pepper too.
Okay, cayenne pepper over there. Then, of course, so we have more beans, then
More
carrots.
beans, yes. Sesame seeds,
Okay,
salt, and the spaghetti.
and garlic, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so sesame seeds have there's this thing they do with food. Sesame oil, sesame seeds, they just add this extra.
Yes, it's because of the nutritional value.
Okay.
They have so many health properties, and it's very healthy. Like, you can add it to food, to spice it up. They use it to spice up chicken too.
Okay.
And they also add it to stir-fry recipes too.
Nice, nice. Okay, so run me through the process. How exactly are we going to put this dish together?
So I'll start by marinating the chicken.
Okay.
So to marinate the chicken, I'll be adding ginger, salt, Maggi, garlic, seasoning cubes
garlic,
to
okay.
marinate the chicken.
Yeah.
Then, since I've prepped almost all of these,
yes.
so I will start by frying them. I will saute the onions and the others.
Okay.
Fry almost all the ingredients together.
Okay.
Then I'll boil the spag separately.
Okay.
And add salt to it. So I'll sieve it.
Okay.
Then after sieving it, I'll pour the combinations together.
And then, of course, we'll now put it all together, and
Yes,
then it's
and
ready
the
to
chicken,
serve.
yes.
Let's start with marinating this before we have to take a break, okay?
Yes.
So put in salt first.
Yes.
Okay, so seasoning cubes. That's okay, yes. That's the salt first. That goes in first.
Yes.
Let me help you with that. Okay. So salt first, then seasoning cubes.
Yes.
Okay. You're not very generous with the salt. Are you trying to be careful so it doesn't end up
I
salty?
need to be very careful so that it won't be salty.
Okay.
You know,
So
it's better
fine.
if there's not enough salt than when
Than
it is
for
too
it to be
much.
too
It's
much,
not going
true.
to taste nice.
Okay. So seasoning cubes.
Yes.
So how long are you going to let it sit for, the marinating process?
The max maybe 10 to 12 minutes. But 10 minutes is fine.
Okay, so
10
10 to
minutes is
12
fine.
minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So after putting in the seasoning cubes, what goes in next?
Then I'm going to add my garlic.
Garlic, okay. We're going to have to crush that, right? Or it's
No,
okay
I can
like that?
actually leave it like that.
Ah, okay. I just learned something new. I tend to crush it.
Then when you crush it too, there's extra juice. But since I'm still going to be adding the ginger and garlic when I want to saute the ingredients,
Okay.
this is still fine.
Oh, okay, okay. We learn every day. We learn every day. All right. I would never have put it whole like that, but it's a good thing you clarified.
I'm still going to be adding it in the stir fry.
Okay,
So
okay,
even this is fine too.
okay. So we are going to have let it settle for
Then
about...
we have to know that it is important that we marinate our chicken too,
Mm.
because there are two reasons why chefs marinate chicken.
Okay.
The first is to add extra flavor to the chicken, and
Okay.
the second reason is to tender the meat.
Okay, so when you marinate it, it tenders the meat.
Yes.
Okay.
But well, there's one person that I know is not trying to catch me, and she said she promised us that she was going to give us the dance. Mary promised us behind set, and if she doesn't do it on set, voila, good day. Mary, are you ready for that dance now?
Which dance are you talking about? Which dance?
The Chef Dami dance now.
Mike, do it. Let's even see. Maybe we can learn from you since you are...
What's the dance now? Show
You
us
promised me.
now. I don't know the
Me.
dance.
I said I'll learn from. Yes, Mary.
You know I'm always careful with making promises, so
You-
you can't even catch me.
You
on
are
that.
Careful. You? Mary, show us that dance, Jare.
Show
Why
me
not?
the Chef Dami dance. Let's see.
There's no space here.
You're a clown. Okay, welcome back to the kitchen. We have Chef Dami in the kitchen with us this morning, making us breakfast. Stir-fry spaghetti. No, this is not the Chef Dami of Ekiti. Though thank you so much for the influence that it helped with our TikTok, which blew up at about the same time. Okay, so the ingredients are currently on your screen right now for the stir-fry spaghetti, courtesy Chef Dami of Dami Foods. So we have water boiling. Now that water is where we're going to boil the chicken a bit.
Yes.
That's to also make it softer before the
Because
stir-fry
I'll
starts.
be needing the chicken broth
Okay.
for the spaghetti.
Okay.
So I need little water from it.
Okay. So because of the chicken broth, we'll be boiling the chicken so as to get the broth out of it.
Yes.
Now, for the benefit of those just tuning in, let's run through the process again. What's the process of you making the stir-fry spaghetti?
Okay, to make my stir-fry spaghetti this morning, I will start by prepping the ingredient as I've done now.
Yeah.
Then boiling water, I'm going to be putting my chicken into it so that I can get my chicken broth because I'll be using it for my stir-fry spaghetti.
Okay.
Then I'm going to be frying all of this.
Okay.
I'm going to start by sauteing the onions. I'll
Okay.
saute the onions and the ginger
Okay.
and garlic and the
Okay.
rest. I will add it to it,
Okay.
including my light soy sauce, my honey. I'm going to be using honey instead of dark soy sauce because I prefer honey instead of. Some people even add sugar, but
Okay.
I love to.
So the honey is actually replacing the dark soy sauce. That's why you have the light soy sauce. Because
Yes.
most times when people make stir-fry spaghetti, they have a mixture of the light soy sauce and the dark soy sauce.
But I
So,
prefer honey
she's
because
using
of
honey.
its health benefit too.
okay. And then, of course, it
it's
will also
better.
sweeten the meal.
Yes.
Will it not have a burnt taste
No,
or something?
It's not going to.
It's still going to come out
not
really
going to.
nice. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So when you've put in the honey, the stir-fry itself is as good as ready.
Yes.
Then we put in the chicken as well.
Chicken.
Okay. So the chicken is marinating, so that's why we haven't boiled it. We really should have boiled it so we can show you the process. But we just wanted to soak up a bit more of the flavors.
flavor.
And then when the water is a bit boiled, we're going to put the chicken in and then start the cooking process itself. But basically, so far so good. We have our spread here of all the vegetables we're making use of, all of this. Just out of curiosity, we know how things have been in the market. As at last week, the price of tomatoes came down drastically.
Yes.
And the seller said, oh, it's because they couldn't find trucks to bring their produce.
Some even said pests.
Uh-huh.
Like when I asked that, okay, why is this expensive? They said pests ate up the tomato farm.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how true, but the country is what it is.
So let's take a look at everything you have here now. How much did you buy them? Because getting vegetables for stir fry or for fried rice and the works these days cost a lot. How much did you buy this carrots, for example?
Okay, for the carrots, I bought it 400 naira.
This 4 chechere pieces of carrots. Are you serious?
Actually, I bought it yesterday, but by this morning, some of them got soft.
Soft,
so
okay.
I could not.
From the size, it looks like what used to be 100
So it was
or
like
200 naira.
five for 200. So I just bought two.
Oh, okay.
That's 400.
Okay. And then the running beans, how much?
The green beans is 200.
200. Ah, it's still reasonable. Thank goodness. What about the bell peppers?
The bell pepper is 500.
500 each.
Yes,
Yeah.
non-negotiable.
Yeah, I always tell people there are ways around it. Use tatashe for your red bell pepper. At this point, we have to take a break because we've come to the top of the hour. That's the first hour that is on Wake Up Nigeria. There's so much more to come on the other side of the hour, only if you stick with us. We'll be back in a bit.
And you are welcome back. Second hour here. Hope we're able to fill up your cups to the first 1 hour. Get what I mean? The show here has definitely started, especially inside the second hour, just in case you missed out on the first one. There's a spillover. Get it? Cup spillover. See what I did there?
Yeah, just leave Mazino in this mood today. But then, good morning, especially if you're only just joining us. Welcome to the second hour of the show. It's been mixed weather in recent days, but we hope to continue in, having a splash of sunshine in your day today. So even if it doesn't, there's no sunshine,
we will be that sunshine.
There's plenty of it here.
Exactly.
Splash of colors.
All of the colors. Thank you very much. It's always good vibes here and buzzing every single hour. So thank you for, making it a date with us. And thank you very much. We will be keeping that responsibility for you guys, making sure that it's a great start to a week.
And to help give you that 1,000-meter smile that will go a long way to making a difference in the world.
Yes, it starts here. Well, it started since an hour ago, but thank you for joining us for the last 45 minutes. Coming up, so please grab your cup of preferred beverage and sit back, relax. The kids are home now. So don't you worry, there's going to be plenty of running around for you mothers to do. I know.
I don't understand.
Very soon you won't be able to wait to kick them back into school. I feel that way already.
Work from home now, so hey.
Oh boy, but it's fun. I get home early and my daughter's on vacation, so there's plenty of chatter, plenty of questions, and she's so inquisitive about everything. So I love it. In fact, hey.
Says the person who doesn't have to deal with her all day long. But it's okay, let's move on.
In any case, my name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. Now remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and that's across all social media platforms, to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television. And don't forget, you can also follow us across all the social media platforms at TVC Connect.
I thought you were going to go. All right, now remember, now you can carry us with you any place. All you need to do is have us on your app, or rather on your phone as an app. Download it on iOS or on Google Play Store. It is free and available.
Yes, that's true. So
you can also catch... I'm joking. I want to do the same thing you did to me.
Go on.
No, please, feel free, Mary.
Go on.
Oh, come on.
Okay, let's tell you what we have in store for you this hour, okay? So, I know we've just gone through the first hour, but this second hour, I think we should start off with the fact that Kisha is going to be performing. He is an emerging Nigerian artist based in Lagos, and so we'll be looking forward to that one.
Yes, indeed, we will be. And right after that, Gabriel. Well, he will be here for motivation. Mr. Gabriel Balogun is a dedicated advocate for transforming learning and also development into strategic planning drivers, leveraging on powerful combination of strategy, technology, people, and content. Well, Gabriel is going to be in here today talking about upskilling for the future on motivation.
Now, Ideal Foods and Treats Enterprise is a sole proprietorship business in Lagos, Nigeria, which currently operates online and is owned by a health professional. Today, we'll be having a conversation with Helen Omotayo on how far and how well she's been going with the business.
Well, welcome back. Something very interesting. I shared a video with you guys. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Emoji law is a thing now. Apparently, more and more of us are communicating using emojis and rebus. I used to do that earlier, but I've stopped. Right now, I text. I write full words, no shorthand, everything. But you could get into trouble if you use the wrong emojis. There are cases of sexual harassment. There are cases of people who acquiesce or sign unknowingly to documents just simply by sending a thumbs up and all of that.
I'd seen that.
How do you communicate?
You see, look, it is a mode of communication and it's valid. If we use it, I mean, someone could send an emoji and you understand exactly what the person is saying. Some are GIFs, some are stickers. Some stickers have words, you know, some stickers can be rolling eye. I communicate with stickers more with maybe people I know, like
exactly.
familiar with, exactly, that's the word. So, but like you said, someone said there was that law that if you a thumbs up at something, okay, and it is what it is.
Digital signature.
Signature, yes. So so that means that you need to understand what an emoji means before you send it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to
and
be
you know,
sure,
that's very important because some people don't even understand
what the emojis mean.
They
So
just
be like,
use it anyway.
they just use it anyway. So maybe they like, there's a laughing and crying more. That means that maybe I've laughed to the extent that I'm crying. No, some people now put it somewhere else. And somebody says sad news and then they put that crying, crying emoji.
One thing I don't get: social media has really turned communication upside down. When when grieving people put up posts about maybe people they've lost, I don't know what to do. Am I expected to like it? Why do people like it?
So for a platform like Instagram that has limited emojis for, you know, liking posts, yes, people like it. Like, not that they like the fact that the person is dead,
and then when you get
but
a
they are
message,
acknowledging it.
When you get a message on Instagram, some people tap it twice to give the heart emoji.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a bit,
True. When I see that thing, and so someone once said that it's because of a lack of other options.
Yes, exactly.
You know, but I mean, I really think about when someone is
limited,
is being sad online, and then you like it doesn't really have that feel of
unless you now make a comment with the correct emoji. But people like, you know, posts not because they actually like the fact that the person is gone, but simply because they're trying to.
Wow. Be careful out there what you use. Do not use the eggplant or upside down pumpkin anyhow. Sexual harassment might be your name. Just say.
True.
Upside down.
Tell you what, you don't know? Okay, I'll tell you after.
Welcome back to the kitchen. Breakfast is still cooking. And of course, it's stir-fry spaghetti. Chef Dami has been hard at work. We have our pasta, and of course, it's boiling nicely. Okay, so we had to do a transfer of pots because she needed to use the other one for the stir-fry. So don't mind about how it all looks, it's because we had to do that, okay? So now, we have the chicken frying. Chef Dami.
Yes.
The chicken, you've boiled it, we've gotten the stock that was needed, right? Okay, so now we're going to, let me help you with this. So that's done. So let's move this here. So we can have the pots for the stir fry. Yeah. So we just put it right here. Okay, so yes, we'll cover it. Okay, so that's gonna cook because we need it to cook al dente just so that we can have the perfect pasta this morning. Okay, so you're taking off that
The water.
the water.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm done with this.
Okay, so you're gonna do the stir fry now.
Inside this pot.
Okay. Okay, so the stir fry starts now because we need to put all of these together so you can see exactly how it's going to look, okay? So first things first. Chef Dami, you're one of those that can put an inside hot pot. Wow. You're a brave lady. Well done.
We need to do what we have to do.
Have to do what we have to do. Okay.
Yes.
So with that already hot, you're going to pour oil first, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me let you take over. All the oil or just a little?
No, just a little.
Okay. So most of the oil was used for frying the chicken.
Yes.
In case you're wondering why we had so much oil, it's because of frying the chicken. So I was actually thinking we were going to use the oil for frying the chicken to make the stir fry.
Yeah, anyhow it is.
It
You know
doesn't
that
really
at this
matter.
point we have to like
Make use
Make
of
use
both
of
simultaneously
both,
to
yes.
save time. Okay. So when the oil heats up,
heat up. I will add my garlic, my onions, and the pepper. But I will start by adding onions first.
Okay.
So that the onion is going to release flavor into the oil.
okay. Okay. So
Then I'll add
onions
the pepper.
first, then garlic.
Then garlic, then
Then
the
the
cayenne pepper,
Okay.
carrots,
Okay.
ginger,
Okay.
and every other thing
That
we have.
frightens me a lot. Have you ever gotten burned by splashing oil?
Yes.
Yes, as a chef, I think that's an emblem that almost every chef has, or anyone who cooks in the kitchen.
Even there are sometimes
Is
that
it hot enough yet?
yes,
Yes, it is. So we can start the process. Okay, you said there are some times that.
there are sometimes that I do hurt myself when I'm like in rush work in the kitchen.
Oh,
And
sorry about that. So, onions first for a few seconds, and then we add the ginger and the
even
garlic.
for all, because I feel that they belong to the same family. So
Okay. Okay. So that usually releases the aroma and flavor
yes,
as well.
into the-
Yes. So we'll put that together. Let me help you with something to cook it with. There you go. Yeah, so that cooks. And then we add the rest of the vegetables. Okay. So if you've been keeping your fingers crossed, wondering if you get to see the stir fry, here we go. That's the process. Really easy, really simple. The bell peppers, the green. I believe, okay, yes, the red bell pepper is still here.
yes,
So that's the beans as well.
yes.
Okay?
The beans, yellow bell pepper.
Yeah. Let me take this out for you. Okay?
I'm not going to be adding my spring onions now,
Okay?
or I can just decide to add a little.
Okay.
Now this one is almost done.
There you put it. Okay. So that's more or less the process. Okay. So don't worry. At the end of the show, you see the finished product, but this gives you an idea of exactly how it's going. The pepper, that's the tomato puree, is also going to go in. Same with the crayfish. Everything goes in. It's a one-pot dish, very fast. Okay, as long as you have everything prepped. Right now, we'll continue with our cooking while we do some motivation, because after food, of course, you have to motivate yourself. Mazino is on standby for that.
You know, Mary, for a minute there, I thought you weren't going to come over to this segment, but thank you for letting go of the baton, finally. You're welcome. In any case, welcome. It's time for motivation, and today we're joined once again by Mr. Gabriel Balogun. He is a dedicated advocate for transforming learning and development into a strategic business driver. Now, today he's here. We're going to be talking about upskilling for the future. You are welcome, Mr. Balogun. Good to have you here. First off, man with style. We're going to talk about that in just a bit.
Okay.
But tell us, when you say upskilling, what exactly are you talking about, and to whom are you referring?
All right, thank you, Appeal, for having me again.
Oh, he calls
said
me
the third time
That's
is a chat. Yeah. So let me start by saying that skills get you noticed. It shows the world what you can do. That's what skills are. And then upskilling is primarily gaining skills and going through education that can help you become better at your current job role and also on your career path.
Okay.
That's what upskilling is. And think of upskilling as those simple gaps you have to fill daily. Also, you have to make a presentation. The 3 minutes YouTube video you watch to be able to speak better. You are in charge of the budget on a project. The Excel skills you learn to be able to manage the budget properly. That's simply what upskilling is.
Wow, that's very interesting. So upskilling means I'm still on the path,
Yes.
but I'm getting better and better at it.
Yes.
So what would anybody need to know about upskilling in their different endeavors?
I think predominantly you have to understand the change in your industry. That's the first thing. What is changing in your industry? So you've been in media for a while. What is changing? Are we going into the metaverse? How would media in the metaverse look like? So you have to discover that first. Second, you have to identify the skills that would help you thrive in that period of time.
Interesting.
All right. And once you're done identifying, then the third thing is you have to create a simple plan to gain those skills. And sometimes upskilling shouldn't be hard. You don't have to go to the university to get upskilled. You could pay for LinkedIn Learning, or you could just subscribe to a channel on YouTube that talks about the skills you need at work. And then that's upskilling. You just have to identify what works for you. I predominantly, I'm currently chasing and constantly finding ways to help people learn while they work.
Okay.
Because that's what you need. You need to be trained on the job. Because everything is so fast-paced, you don't have time to take a break and say, I'm going to spend 4 hours learning this.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's simple 10 minutes
here, 5 minutes there can just literally make you better.
So this is very interesting. First of all, I know that you're in learning and development, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, and that means you encourage people to actually develop. You help companies strategize so that their employees will be able to get better at their jobs, so that their products are better. Now, if I'm an employee of such a company, your company, for instance, and I'm constantly upskilling, learning these soft skills, how does that impact the relevance, or am I taken note of by my employer? And how can I make them note? Because there's no certificate to this. Like you said, YouTube channel, learn how to use Canva, all of that. But how does that add to my value where I work?
I see. So I heard learning and development at Money Point currently. And one of the things we've done is to create learning in threefold. So primarily, there are 3 ways you can get skilled. It's called the 7-20-10 principle.
Okay.
70% of your learning, of your upskilling comes on the job. 20% comes via conversation with your colleagues, and 10% comes via an instructor, like a corporate trainer coming to train. Now, as an individual trying to establish their value and communicate their value, you have to speak about it. So when you reach out to your line manager and say, I am doing 60% on the role, I want to move to 100, I need to take this short course on Coursera, or I need to take this short course on LinkedIn Learning. Can you speak to the learning and development lead to help me look for the best course?
Nice.
Because that's one. The second one is you have to also ensure that what you want to learn ties to the goal of the department.
Exactly.
Because if the company wants to raise 10 million and then you work in the acquisitions team, if you go to the learn and development team and say you want to learn how to be a TikToker, they would wonder, how is that
does that
related?
tie in?
But if you come in and say, I need to take this program, this coaching program, it's $1,000, but it's purely acquisition. If I do this, I'll be able to help us get $10 million in funds. They will sponsor it quickly because they know this is connected to the goal of the organization.
Very interesting. Now that's upskilling.
Yes.
But say I'm a doctor. And, you know what? Let's use you as the typical example here. You are a learning and development expert.
Yeah.
However, you're also a style advisor.
Yeah.
As you can see, Mr. Gabriel here actually makes his own attire.
Yeah, guys.
Top to bottom, by the way. Now, what would you call that? Is that upskilling, or am I not going outside? And how relevant is that? Should I also consider doing that, learning other skills on the side?
Yeah.
TV host, voiceover artist, maybe an actor if I get the part.
Yeah.
Does that also count?
Yeah, so that's what experts call reskilling. So reskilling is reskilling, and what that means is you are learning skills that are not necessarily in line with the current work you do, but are just somewhere down or out of your career path, so that you can get another source of income. So the main purpose of upskilling is so that you can be better at the job. The purpose of reskilling is to create another source of income, or just something you do for fun.
Fantastic. Now you have boxed you into a corner. Now you have to answer this. Nigeria, fuel price 500 and, well, how was it again, guys? 500 and what? How much is fuel in Lagos? 517, 60, I don't know. I just give them my ATM card and they just swipe it. I'm not a big boy. Now for filling station, they take no. But Nigeria now, everything going on, $800 plus, and so on and so forth. How would you propose I proceed? Do I upskill or do I reskill? I put you in a spot, I know.
Very tricky question. I think you should do both. And this is why. Because of the instability of our environment, you also don't want to lose your day job because you want something that comes in monthly.
Constant. Yeah.
But then you have to create another stream. And then when you're reskilling, it could be as simple as learning how to run Google Ads. You don't necessarily have to leave your job to do that. From the comfort of your job, a 30-minute break, you can go on Facebook and you can go on Google and run ads for a small business. And so you're generating another source of income while you're still keeping your day job.
Wow, fantastic. Don't let HR find out, however.
Yeah.
Because you're using company time. In any case, Fantastic advice that you give every single week that you come in here. We've got one more week with you, and we're looking forward to seeing exactly what we'll be talking about. Very, very educated.
Thank you.
Each time you come in. Thank you very much, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you for having me.
you. And I'm hoping that you learned something out there today. You want to either upskill or reskill, because the future, this is Nigeria. We'll be back. Stay tuned. It's still Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now in the studio with us, we have one of the heroes. I call every business owner in Nigeria a hero. How they do it, I do not know. But we have an SME owner, a sole proprietor here, who has a business in Lagos, Nigeria. Ideal Foods and Treats is the name of the enterprise, and it operates online. It's owned by a health professional and was founded in 2018. Now, Ideal Foods solves the issue of food security by engaging in food processing, packaging, and distribution of agricultural products. And joining us on this SME segment today is Helen Omotayo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm giving you some applause now because over the past few months, I've had so much newfound respect for the average business owner in Nigeria who is pushing through this economic, what's the politically correct word? Volatility that's going on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you once again for having me.
Okay, so I did give a little breakdown of what you are into, but we also have a little bit of a display here. I can see that you're into various types of products. We have here some banana bread, we have potato chips, we have, is that puff puff flour?
Yeah, that's a buns mix.
Buns mix, not puff puff, yeah. Buns mix, and even parfaits. And I know this is just a little part of what you do. You need to let us into your story. How did this all begin?
Okay, to begin with, I have the passion, right, for cooking and baking related. And trying to combine that with my profession as a health professional, I decided to start up a brand that will offer quality, healthy products to people, but especially to persons with different dietary needs, because we recognize that as much as our customers love to eat healthy, there are different customers with different dietary needs. And so food should not only be delicious and nourishing, but should be accessible to all. And that bettered that brand. Beautiful, beautiful. When you say health professional, though, we need to break down what it is you actually do in the health profession. Oh, okay, I'm actually a registered nurse and midwife.
Nurse and midwife.
And a naturopath.
So it's actually interesting because we had a conversation earlier about what midwives do and the labor room earlier on today, but we can't digress into that. We'll probably talk about it later. Okay. But there are different dietary needs for different sectors of society. You specifically are focused on those who need less sugar?
Yes, for the diabetic, those who are sensitive to gluten, because my mom is, and she even inspired that aspect of my products. Those who are lactose intolerant, the vegans, or those on a paleo diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are the keto people involved in this as well?
Exactly. Low carb diets.
Low carb diets. All right. So we also have mushrooms here.
Yeah.
I have to ask. Now you have agricultural products in your profile there.
Sure.
Do you actually grow these, or you have special suppliers from farms that you know are safe? Talk to us
this is grown, the mushroom is grown in a family farm.
Okay.
Yes.
Family farm.
Exactly.
Okay. What about the potatoes?
Okay, I get the potato and then I process it into what you see here as the instant chips.
This is a lot of work, obviously, and a lot of effort has gone into putting all this together. Do you have a number of staff that are helping you out with all this?
For now, my staff strength is quite low.
Okay.
You know, I run a sole proprietorship business, and that's one of the challenges we're facing. But we hope to scale up with time. You know, we hope to have a physical presence, have branches scattered around the country, and just grow from there.
And then when you start out something as a hobby, or you're inspired to go into business because of maybe your mom or something like that, it does start out great. But then down the line, there are some hard decisions many business owners have to take, especially in economic times like this. So let's talk about some of the challenges and how you've been able to overcome them.
Well, I wouldn't say I've been able to overcome all in totality, if I must be sincere. Funding is one challenge we have, and trying to, you know, get to that point where you meet certain requirements by the, you know, as expected by the government. For example, NAFDAC.
Okay.
Yes, we need to ensure that some of our products are NAFDAC registered, so it can be, you know, sold in certain stores.
Yes.
So that is a challenge we need to meet. And then I talked about funding earlier on. You know, if you need to have a physical presence, you require funds for that. And we all know what the country is like right now. So it's one challenge that we really hope would overcome.
But have there ever been any regrets? Has there ever been a point where you said, you know what, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, it's just too challenging, I shouldn't have ever done this, I shouldn't have embarked on this journey? Have you ever been there?
Not at all. I have no regrets.
No regrets?
We keep pushing. And we hope that our products will get out there. We need distributorships. In fact, we need funding, either from maybe the government or whatever, investment from persons who would
You've talked about upscaling already. It does feel like a lot of products are on your product line. Have you ever considered maybe which product could take you over the line, maybe take you into the green, maybe downscaling the number of products and then focusing on one, and which would it be?
We have some of our gluten-free, you know, treats, because we recognize that some persons are actually sensitive to gluten, and some of our treats that has less sugar, or sorry, no refined sugar rather, but a natural replacement, which is dates powder. So we try to streamline some of our products to that, because it will be more appealing to persons out there, because there are people who are trying to, you know, ditch refined sugar and trying to ditch the regular flours that we use in some of our production. So
it does feel like a very niche market, though. I feel like the average business owner is trying to get a product to everyone, as opposed to just a small fraction of society. And many people don't even know that they are maybe lactose intolerant, or they have issues with gluten. They're not even aware. So how do you think this is going in terms of awareness? And do you believe your products are getting to the right people as at right now?
For now, I've been trying to create that awareness, let people know that they might actually be sensitive to gluten, or might be sensitive to one or two things, and they are not yet aware. They might, you know, consume certain products and they come up with certain complaints, like, oh, I felt this way or I felt that way. If they go ahead to you know, make more findings, they could discover that they're actually sensitive to certain things. So I think it starts with orientating people for us to be more self-conscious, especially as it concerns their health. And when they become more self-conscious, some of our products becomes more appealing to them.
Okay. All right. I think it is all about awareness, all about the fact that people need to know that these products actually exist. And of course, making sure that we target the right people. So who are your biggest customers? Who calls you up the most? Is it women? Is it men? Is it people of a certain age?
Okay, I would say women.
Okay.
Yes, women. The middle-aged group.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and this is basically enough to sustain this business now. On an average, let's say, how many orders do you get? Maybe in a week, in a month? Talk to us.
The orders are, well, not, I would say it's not that much.
Okay.
Not that much, because like I told you, we're trying to grow the business from where it is. We just got registered with CAC last year.
Okay.
So we're trying to grow from there, like I said, scale up. And we need more awareness on the brand, so we could have more patronage, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
So there is obviously a vision, a grand vision of things that you have. Share with everyone your vision for, let's say, the next 2 to 5 years.
Well, we want to be recognized as a brand that produces, you know, healthy quality uncontaminated food products
Okay.
in the market. One of the biggest brands, by year 2025.
All right.
And aside that, we want to be known as that brand that supports women empowerment, because our brand is not just about producing healthy treats. We want to be known as a channel for women empowerment. So we hope to achieve all of this by the year 2025.
All right. Now, I have to say a big thank you to you for coming to share these amazing products with us and talking about your journey so far. I see great things in the future of this particular brand, and I love the name, Ideal. I love that. I love that. At this point, I can only say, Godspeed and good luck with everything you plan for the business.
Thank you so much for this.
Now, we've had an amazing kitchen segment that's been going on, and we have an amazing meal that's ready to be showcased. Would you like to join us in the kitchen? All right.
Welcome to the kitchen, Helen Omotayo, with all the goodies.
Thank you.
You're making us look at our screen and like, oh my goodness, breakfast. Okay, so talking about breakfast, today's breakfast has been prepared by Chef Dami of Dami Foods. And so she's made for us spaghetti stir fry. Yes. So please dig in, give us your feedback. What do you make of it?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It smells nice already. I can smell it.
I like the fresh-looking vegetables on top.
Yeah, plenty of vegetables in there.
Ooh.
That's a big mouthful. Sorry, I shouldn't make you laugh while you're eating. My apologies. So, was it good? Was it very good? Oh, fantastic. This is grand. Now, I'm sure that everybody out there is going to want to try this recipe. You can find it on YouTube, so feel free to go back on there and see how it was made. Thank you very much, Chef Dami. Want to tell anything for tomorrow?
Yes.
We have an amazing show already planned for tomorrow. You need to make sure you're there, 7 a.m., y'all. Same time, same station.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.